Welcome back. My name is Matt, and today we're going to take a look at Kings of War champions Lethiel Voidheart. Lethiel Voidheart. Since she first opened a door to the void, Lethiel has left a trail of destruction and death in her wake. After escaping her banishment to the never-ending seas of the void, Lethiel has returned to exact revenge on Mikiel, Lord of Nightmares. However, her flight from the void has not been without cost. Its arcane energies have transformed her into something half-elf and half-monster, perhaps reflecting her broken mind. The Rejects. Lethiel will stop at nothing to get what she wants, and that includes using others as a means to an end. The Rejects are those poor souls that Lethiel used to draw energy from the void for her dark magic. Yet strangely, despite their hideous mutations, they remained enthralled to Lethiel and still serve her despite her cruel treatment. The Void Sisters. The exact origin of the Void Sisters is something that only Lethiel knows. However, in a distant past, when she was still known as Lethiel Silverheart, she had three sisters: Tabitha, Lysanias, and Myceria. With Lethiel pledged her allegiance to the Void, the elves went missing, and three impalers were soon spotted accompanying Lethiel on her secretive missions. Captain Grimdance. Navigating the Void is incredibly dangerous, so during her excursions into the Endless Waste, Lethiel would only trust one person: Captain Grimdance. A former captain of the Twilightkin slaver ship, Grimdance was able to navigate the ethereal tides of the void as easily as the infant sea. Now Grimdance has joined Lethiel in her dark quest to find a power that can help her claim vengeance against Mikiel. Now, the first box I looked at for Kings of War Champions is Lethiel Voidheart, and it's a pretty awesome box set, and the storyline continues with Panathor with these boxes, and this is all you need to play. And it's a good lead-in to Kings of War. If you paint up this box, you can get tons of games in right away and get motivated about painting up and growing your army bigger to play Ambush and your full-size Kings of War games as you get them. Now, if you're as busy as I am, I'm pretty busy. I don't have a ton of time. It's really nice to know that there's a game, mass battle game out there that scales it down small enough to where you can get a new game right away, and it keeps your motivation to keep going and to paint more up. I love what Mantic is doing with these Champions games. Is they're starting off with a small 15 to 25 models in a box with everything you need to play and get into the game right away, and then you can scale it up to Ambush, which is only a few more units, a couple troop bases, and then you could even go as far as building a huge list above 1,000 points and keep going as you paint when you choose your army. Now, I have all the armies, of course, but these are a great start. I will be adding these to my existing armies, which I have the majority of them. So it's not that big of a deal to get a few more units on the table or a few more units together. I'm actually going to be painting these different than my regular armies, just so they'd be separate for champions. So I'm super excited, and let's look what's in the box. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the Master Cast resin model in the box, the champion itself. These are very well done. I love the resin that they're using now on their models, especially the champions ones itself. And this one here is magnificent. It's pretty awesome. They got little notches there where you put these in. So a couple pieces, real easy to put together. I wouldn't say that this would be a very hard thing to figure out. I think it goes just like this right here. And she's a little spider. And of course, her body goes up top. So very pretty model, very nice resin, which is awesome. I'll be putting her together pretty quickly. Then we have our Void Touch. You get 2 sprues of that, enough to make a troop base. I believe there's 5 on each. Yes, there is. And you can get a closer look at that. They're very beautiful models. They're all plastic, which is great. I love their new plastics. And There's new sprues, and the detail on these guys is pretty phenomenal. These are some of my favorite models here, the Void Touched. So you get 2 sprues of that. And then you get the Void Skiff, which is pretty awesome. This is a boat and a gal riding in it right there. Beautiful detail, lovely plastic. I really like this model here. I just want to paint it. They're just so awesome. Now you get one of these in a bigger game. You get 3 right next to each other, so this would be a good start. So last but not least is your Impalers, which these are my favorite of the whole entire Twilightkin. I just love these models. They're awesome. The detail is fantastic. And just, wow. That's all I gotta say. I really, really like the Impalers. So now, the other things in the box are as an assembly guide, which is fantastic. I really like how they include these in here. And as you can see, that resin model, the Lithial Voidheart here, is just 3 parts. Boom, done. Finished. Of course, you have the Void Touched, and they can be equipped in many different arms. And of course, the skiff itself. Look at that thing. That's just so awesome. I mean, imagine having 3 of those right next to each other. That'd be just incredible. So you get that. You get the necessary bases. Of course, this is for your skiff. This is for your Impalers. And this right here is for your regular troops, your Void Touched. And I love that they're going to this system instead of individual bases. It makes it a lot easier just to make very dioramic bases for the game itself. And if not, of course, you can just put some flocking on there and some tufts and you're good to go. Then we have the cards, and I really, really enjoy having cards with stats in front of me. I hope that they do this for the rest of Kings of War. And of course, they have a storyline for Lithial Voidheart. And then they call these the Rejects, the Void Touched. And they have their special rules printed on it. And of course, a storyline. The Impalers called the Void Sisters in this game here. And they have special rules. And of course, a storyline on the back. The Captain Grimdance. Captain Grimdance. I love that name. That's one of my favorite names there so far. The stats, the special rules, of course, and a storyline on the back there. And of course, your faction orders. And this is unique to Champions itself. These are faction orders that your champion is allowed to use in the middle of the game. And it's pretty awesome. So that's everything that you get in your Kings of War Lithial Voidheart company box. 15 total miniatures to paint. You have everything you need here. Your cards, your assembly guide, your bases, and you're good to go. It's really, really easy to get into a game of Kings of War in this manner. And I really love that Mantic is doing this. So that's all I got. Ta-ta!